Hello everyone. Patch 5.4 is coming closer each day and I thought it'd be a good idea to take a look at some of the changes that are coming. Please keep in mind that these are the major changes and they are still on the PTR, so anything can change before release. A while back, Ghostcrawler announced that this patch would contain a major feature which got a lot of excitement and speculation going, but later he tweeted that 5.4 offers so much that we should just pick for ourselves what this new super feature is. I have to admit 5.4 has some great things in store, so let's begin, shall we? First off, we of course get the Siege of Orgrimmar, a new raid split up into 4 wings, starting from the Vale and ending with kicking Garrosh out of the mantle of warchief. I already did a lore video with my interpretation of the sound files, but that's my interpretation and it will probably look different when it goes live. There will be 14 encounters and I've taken a look at some of these over at Icy Veins and man do the mechanics look amazing. For example, in the Siegecrafter fight you get teleported to a conveyor belt, or in the Garrosh fight you get teleported to the realm of Yasharaj. The possibility of fighting with Gammon or saving G Firepaw. I can't wait to see this raid go live and I can't wait to see how it all comes together. The best part for me is that almost every leader of both factions are participating and that's just awesome. It currently requires an item level of 500 to queue up for the Looking for Raid. The gear that drops will have an item level of around 528 on Looking for Raid, 540 on Flex Raiding, 553 on Normal and 566 on Heroic mode. This Flex Raiding is a new level of difficulty for the raids, and as the item level implies, it will be between Looking for Raid and Normal mode. The beautiful thing about Flex Raiding is that you're no longer set to either 10 or 25 people. Don't get me wrong, the minimum is still 10 people, but say that you have like 3 friends extra that want to join, you can go in with a raid of 13 people. My guild had actually had problems with this and we had to use a rotating system, which led to a few people leaving the guild, so this system should prevent problems like that in the future. The difficulty will automatically adjust to the size of your raid and the loot system will be like in Looking for Raid, so it will automatically deposit the loot in your bags and you don't have to worry about bringing the wrong class. You can also earn raid achievements while in a flex raid. I think this is brilliant and I've been hoping for something like this for a very long time. It makes a step towards normal raiding a little bit smaller and it might actually get people motivated to do the raid on a harder difficulty. Some have requested to make it available for like 8 or 6 people, but Blizzard has decided to keep it on 10-man limit. And I can understand this, to be honest. If you give in to 7, how long will it take until it's 5 or 3 or eventually solo raids? So yeah, I'm definitely behind this. I think it would be awesome if they took this flex raiding and brought it back to a maximum of 40 players, but that's probably just me. Now say you want to get some practice in before the raid or you want to try out a new spec, but the target dummy just doesn't deliver anymore. In that case, with 5.4 you can go to the Proving Grounds. There are 4 difficulty settings: Bronze, Silver, Gold and Endless mode. As a DPS you get waves of mobs and they require you to use different aspects of playing as a DPS. So there's stunning, interrupting, bursting, avoiding, switching targets, it's all there. As a tank you get an NPC who will heal and DPS for you and you get waves of mobs that you need to interrupt, move away from, stun, use cooldowns, taunt, also all is there. I don't play as a healer, but from what I've seen is that you get a party and you need to keep the party members alive, and you also probably get different challenges like moving out of the fire or shielding yourself or fearing the enemy, stuff like that. This really sounds great on paper and I had a lot of fun of trying to get as far as I could. Gold was actually getting pretty challenging at some points and I think Endless is going to be awesome. What I do wonder is if this is going to help you understand your class. It's great that they present an alternative scenario, but there's nobody telling me what abilities I should use, so take me for example, I have no clue on how to heal. How am I supposed to know what spells to use and when to use them? That being said, it's a great way of testing your skills, and maybe in the future they'll add like a spectator mode so that a friend who knows the class could tell you what spells to use in what situation. Who knows, this might actually become something great. PvE not your thing? Well, then there's a big change coming to the way that arenas work. Right now you need to make a team in order to queue up for an arena. In 5.4 this will be removed and all you need to do is invite a friend, 2 friends, 4 friends and you can queue up for an arena match. That means that team rating is gone and the matchups will be calculated on your personal rating. As you guys probably know, I don't PvP that much, so I'll link an article in the description where you can read up on this for yourself. I'll leave it up to you PvPers though to decide if this is a good change or not. They also added something called the Crowd Chose You, which is a buff given when a match lasts longer than 15 minutes. This buff will increase damage, critical strike chance, stealth detection and reduces damage taken. The buff is awarded to the team with the largest number of players alive or the team that brought an enemy player closest to death. Season 14 also begins, and with a new season means a shift in gear, which makes the current conquest gear available for honor points. The item level will be around 522 and it will still be scaled in the instant PvP areas, but the scale will go up. Finally, on the PvP side, 2 mounts have been added, and these mounts are called for the Horde, Reins of the Vicious Skeletal Warhorse, and for the Alliance, Reins of the Vicious Warsaber. You get these mounts after winning 100 3 vs 3 arena matches and 40 rated battlegrounds. If your realm is like mine, then you've probably noticed that it's a little bit quiet and a little bit empty these days. 5.4 will change all of that with something called Virtual Realms. Virtual Realms are a set of realms that are fused together and will behave exactly as if they were one cohesive realm. Players on the same virtual realm will be able to join guilds, access a single auction house, join arena teams and raids, as well as run dungeons or group up to complete quests. Players belonging to the same virtual realm will have a symbol next to their name, so that you know that, hey, that's Noble from Terror card, there will be a little symbol next to my name. Unfortunately, they haven't really added any new information to this, like how are they going to solve duplicate names or guild names. It will be interesting to see how they're going to solve this problem, but I think it's a way better solution than the cross realm that they've added. That just made it look like a fuller server, but really didn't add much, and perhaps this is the first step to merging realms together.
Power, glory, loot!
Reon's legendary questline continues, and this time it takes us to the Time Lost Isle, which was not covered by Mists, but lost in time itself. You first need to bring Reon timeless coins, which you can find all around the island, from killing random mobs to digging up earth. Once that is done, he will send you on the task of defeating the 4 August Celestials that stand around the arena on the island. These Celestials are truly badasses, and if they stay as they are right now, then you will definitely need some help. You will augment your cloak with his own draconic powers after defeating them, and this will add a special effect to your cloak, which honestly looks amazing in my opinion. The effect is different depending on the cloak you choose, and there's one for tanks, one for healers, one for physical DPSers and one for casters. The bonus the cloak gives is also different for each cloak, so for example the tanking cloak will fully absorb the damage of one attack that would normally kill you. Pretty damn cool if you ask me. With the Celestials defeated, you have but one task left, which is to kill Garrosh Hellscream, and as of right now Reon gives you no reward after that. The cloak is not only a great gear upgrade, it will also be required to fight a new world boss. Ordos is the new world boss on the Timeless Isle. At least one of your characters needs to have the cloak in order to be able to fight him. For those of you that haven't done the quest yet, don't worry, they will upgrade the drop rate for the quest items, and these quest items will now all drop from the bosses in the Throne of Thunder. That means that you won't have to farm the old 5.1 raids, but you still can of course. Like I said, they did this to make it easier for you to catch up, and it should definitely be doable to get the cloak on at least one of your characters. The Timeless Isle is not only Reon's new favorite hangout, it offers so much more, man. The best part is that it doesn't have any new daily quests that you need to do. There's only one daily quest, and believe it or not, I actually quite like this one. It will ask you a random lore question, and if you get it right you get 100 timeless coins. If you get it wrong, no worries, he will just ask you a new question, no harm done. This NPC is part of a faction called the Time Walkers, and the Time Walkers have pretty much taken over the job of the Bronze Dragonflight after they lost their powers over time. What more is there to do on the Timeless Isle? Let's see. Well, first of all, it's deadly as hell, man. Most of the enemies are level 90 elites and they really hurt. There are a ton of rare spawns and silly events like ghost pirates or defending a chest, or this rubber ducky for example. This one drew my attention because, well, it's a rubber ducky. So I talked to the fisherman and he said he had caught something, and before I knew it I was in an epic battle with the brother of the lurker below. As loot I received timeless coins and an epic item that is bound to account. Using this item will convert it into an epic item appropriate for your spec with an item level of 496, so this can be very useful if you want to gear up alts. I mentioned these timeless coins before, and they're not only used in the legendary questline, you can buy a bunch of items with them. You can buy more of these epic bound to account items if you want for your alts, or you can buy a 496 trinket for yourself, which will give you stats and will allow you to teleport to the island. You can buy the masks that Xiao Hao used when he freed himself of his negative emotions. You can buy a pet or a medallion that will make you look like a celestial defender. You can buy Reins of the Heavenly Golden Cloud Serpent, or you can buy a Scroll of Challenge, which will allow you to summon one of the rare spawns of the island, so that will save you a bit of time. These rare spawns can also drop a bunch of different items, ranging from changing your appearance to allowing you to place a sign on the floor, which allows you to place a message on it and others can read it. I think this was something truly the game missed for ages, a sign that you can place with your own message. It's gonna be awesome, I can just tell. Anyways, you also have these stones, right, that will change the environment around you, like a rain stone that will make it rain, sunset stone that will change the time of day, sandstorm stone, well, you get the picture, right? All kinds of fun stuff for those that are into vanity items. When you're done with these random events and rare spawns and world boss, then there is the Celestial Pet Tournament, which is a scenario, and you need 15 pets at max level in order to enter. Inside you face off against 3 random trainers who each have 3 legendary pets. For example, in this case I faced off against Sully, who has Sux as his pet, and Sux is classified as an undead, which I found a really nice touch. You're not allowed to heal your pets during the tournament. If you do, it will reset and you have to start all over again. After beating the 3 trainers, you move on to Celestial pets who are legendary elites. Win the entire tournament and you receive celestial coins, which you can spend on a flawless battlestone or bandages or treats, or you can buy the celestial pets for yourself. That pretty much sums up what the island offers, and I think this will be the place where people are going to hang out when they're not raiding or PvPing. On the profession side of the game, I'm an engineer, and for all you engineers out there, there's going to be some sweet additions to the profession. It looks like we're getting a new mount called Sky Golem. It looks amazing, it will allow you to pick up herbs if you have herbalism without dismounting, and it can be used by anyone, even if you don't have engineering. The mount will cost 30 living steel and 30 of Jar's peculiar energy source. This energy source will cost 10 ghost iron bars each to make it and has a 1-day cooldown, so it will take at least 30 days to make one of these mounts. We also have 2 new pets, Pierre, who will allow you to cook when he's around, and a Rascal Bot, which is a tribute to Bad Robot. Both of them currently cost 15 living steel and 15 energy source each, so another 30 days to make both of them. Finally, there's the Advanced Refrigeration Unit, a 36 slot cooking bag. It costs 5 living steel and 5 energy. They've also added the in-game Blizzard store to the PTR, and I don't want to go into the discussion of should they or shouldn't they, but what I do want to give is a warning to all you parents out there. What it looks like on the PTR is that it will automatically charge you for the flask if you buy it. So say that you have a subscription plan, you've entered your credit card details or your bank information, and you have a small child playing who's thinking, wow, that's cool, I want to buy these 5 flasks, then it could very well be that they automatically write this money off your account, so be very careful on this. Having said that, there's no price for it yet, there's no confirmation that this will be the automatic system. It could be that there's a warning or that you need to give your bank information. I just wanted to give this warning out just in case if they're going to get it into the game like this. They also haven't given a release date yet for this patch. My guess is either August or September, something around that period. These are the major changes coming to the patch, and as I said at the beginning, this is all PTR. It will most likely change before it all goes live, but at least you have an impression of what's to come. Now you might say, well Noble, that's really a lot of changes to the game, this is gonna be awesome. But keep in mind that this is the last patch which contains content. They've confirmed that Siege of Orgrimmar is the last patch in which they will deliver content, and the new warchief will be chosen in the next patch, which will most likely be the introduction patch to the new expansion. So keep in mind, take it slow if you want to enjoy it. Besides these major changes, you of course have the normal buffs and nerfs to classes, which you can read up on in your own time. I'll place a link in the description where you can find the patch notes. Before I end this video, I want to show you something that was data mined by Adria Croft, and it's a picture of Stormwind covered by purplish fire while horde ships are in the bay. It's uncertain what this is for. Is this part of the siege? Does the alliance start in Stormwind and do we teleport to Orgrimmar later? Is this a vision of Yasharaj while you're in his realm? Or is this the reason why Varian leaves Orgrimmar to the Horde? It's uncertain at this point, and I'm very excited to see what this actually is. Anywho, that's the end of my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you like my videos. And until next time guys, see ya!